it takes so much more time than when you're acting, and it takes so much more dedication, and you have to love it so much and be so interested and so engaged and so committed to the subject matter that I know I wouldn't be any good directing anything unless I really was moved by it and cared about it and felt it was important. And then I came across Unbroken and loved it so much, and even the reading of the book changed my life. It's such a huge responsibility, and it keeps me up at night, but it is also the thing that I think has put this fire in me to have to get this job. I had to fight for this job. I wasn't given this job. I had to fight really hard to get it and prove that I could do it to the studio, and then later had to prove it to myself. And I've never worked harder at anything I've ever done. And his whole life has been about all the lessons he learned, and then expressing that message and teaching young boys, and through his camps, or spreading the word through his faith-based organizations, or with his friends, or with his book, or with Laura's book. And he's always been somebody who's tried to be, an example and be inspirational and help others. And so he did that in so many ways, but he has always wanted to do it through a film. And he's waited 50 years, and now this is that moment. And what I love so much about this story is that Louie is not, he didn't win at the Olympics. It wasn't the fact that he got a gold medal, and it was the fact that he just was falling so far behind and was in a category beyond what he should have been in for his athletic ability, and he just pushed himself so hard, and he refused to fail. And so this last fastest lap, and this what made people stand up was to see somebody fight. It wasn't about winning. It was about seeing somebody try really hard and not give up. And that is that's the thing, every single one of us, every time we see it, no matter whether it's a film, in life, it fills us because it's what we need to get through our lives. Because everybody's going to go down. Everybody's going to go through things, no matter who you are. They're going to go through so many things in life. And if you get back up, if you can get back up, just you, on your own, you decide to fight another day. It's a great, great message. So I met Jack, and as soon as the door opened and I saw him, I couldn't stop smiling. I couldn't stop smiling through the whole meeting, because there's something about the way he carried himself and talked about his family. He's very, very close to his family, and talked about life. And he's still growing up. He's 23 years old, and it's a big journey to go on. But he met the challenge, and he's really given so much of himself, and he's just done a brilliant job. He was very, very well educated. He was very intelligent, and he's described in the book as a beautifully crafted monster. He was stunning and intelligent, and a force to be reckoned with. And so I felt that we had to find somebody that had real presence, and then I also believe to cast somebody who plays what's considered a bad guy, what's considered somebody who's volatile and ruthless and horrible, is you have to cast somebody that actually is quite the opposite of that, somebody who's a great person, because they're not. It's not somebody that's going to enjoy and have a good time and get off on being a villain. It's somebody that really doesn't want to be a villain, that will find the deeper side of what that means. And Miyavi is somebody who loves his country. He's very intelligent, very patriotic, very and very, very grounded. His music is very interesting when you listen to his music and his lyrics. And he's a very wonderful dad and a sweetheart of a man. There wasn't an actor that really seemed an obvious choice, and so I had this idea of, well, what about a rock star? What about somebody that can walk on stage and say nothing but own the room? Because that kind of that doesn't come from most people. Many actors don't have that. So I had asked and inquired, and they said there is one. There's this guy Miyavi, but he's extremely beautiful and about 6'2", and doesn't seem to have any interest in acting. and so we had somebody go out and meet him and talk to him. He didn't know it was for a film. They just went out and talked about life and philosophy and family, and they called me and they said, I don't know if he's going to want to do the movie, but he's a pretty great person. And then I saw him on stage, and he's extraordinary. He's just extraordinary. He's magnetic. He's magnetic, and he's magnetic on film. He's I don't think he even wants a career as an actor after this. He wanted to use this experience to enhance his music, but I think he's so brilliant. It's been really, really challenging. I didn't realize it when I was working on it and getting it together, that it was the size and the complexity that it was. You know, I think it really is an amazing thing they allowed me to have this job, because I've never done anything like this. And thank God I have Roger and the extraordinary people at ILM, and just everybody here is such an amazing team to help me understand everything from the visual effects to the scale and the size of the sets to the rigs and the stunts, to the sharks and the planes and the raft work and the water work and all of it. So it's been a challenge, but I think we all felt somehow Louie does that. Somehow Louie's story brings people together to push themselves to be their best, and everybody comes together, and we go against the harsh locations and difficult days and impossible schedules, and you feel like that's what you got to do for Louie.